So today, as I'm on my walk, I'm going to take you through an exercise, which is the very first exercise that I give to parents in the Transformation Team Project. That is, I think, one of the most foundational things for us to take a look at when we want to understand how to have a successful experience parenting our kids. It's really important to understand what constitutes success. So first, I'm going to tell you the name of this exercise. And before I take you through it, I want to tell you a little bit about how I came to develop it. So first of all, I call this the silent promise exercise. And the way this came about was that I would notice that very often, I would have a feeling about my day, like parenting, right? You kind of wake up in the morning and there's kind of like something you want it to feel like or look like, right? And then some days are just magical, right? And you just feel like, yes, this is why we're doing this, or I've got it now. I finally figured it out, or this is exactly what I wanted this to feel like, I remember my youngest son somehow developed this routine where he wanted to put whipped cream pies on everybody's faces, um, like Laurel and Hardy style. And that was what he wanted for his birthday party. So for years and years and years when he was younger, that was what we did. We had a family whipped cream in the face pie party. And there's something about that felt so great to me, right? It just felt like, yes, this is who I want our family to be, right? Now, some of you guys might be hearing that and thinking, what? That sounds horrible. And that's okay, right? We all have our own things of like what feels good and not. And then there were other days, right? I remember a specific moment where my oldest was probably about 3 years old. He'd been screaming all day, fighting, kicking out this like panel we had in a door that was like made out of paper, and he would kick it out multiple times a day. And I was constantly fixing it. And there was this one day where I just remember I had it. And he was, I don't know, just being so hard. And I was trying to nurse his younger brother. And I went to the kitchen to make food for him. And I gave him a plate of food. And he dumped it on the floor in front of me. And I just lost it. And I started screaming. I got mad at him. I think I grabbed him by the shoulders and I like yelled something. And I remember at some point his little hand reaching towards me and my pushing his hand away because I was so mad. And it broke my heart. Like that moment felt so painful. Like not just like, oh, we're having a fight, but like, oh my God, what have I become? What have I done to you? What have I done to me? I've ruined it all. I've sullied it all. And I started to wonder about these moments, why some days felt so important, why some moments felt so critical, like kind of iconic. And other moments just felt so iconically bad. Like what is that? What is that? And why were there some things that could go really wrong, but they didn't seem to like attach to me in the same way. Or some moments that were great, but they didn't have the same meaning. And so I started really thinking about it. Like, what is it? What is it that makes these moments matter so incredibly much? So I'm going to tell you more about what I discovered with all this, but I don't want to keep these too long. So for today, I'll just say, start thinking about the moments that elate you. Like, what are those moments that you're just like, yes, this is it. This is why we're having a family. This is why we do this. I'm being that parent I want to be, right? Or like my kid is having that experience I wanted them to have, right? What are those iconic moments for you? And then think about what are the moments that shatter you, right? What are those moments that you remember that are seared in your heart, seared in your brain, that maybe you interpret as a failure, right? And I'm actually going to show you why they're anything but next time we talk. But for now, think about those moments and just start noticing for yourself what elates you and what shatters you. And then we'll talk more about all this next time.